Can we build an overlanding trailer for less than $2,000?
Let's find out. Welcome to Outdoor Crew Adventures.
So here she is in all her glory. Did we build it for $2,000? I don't know. I'll be honest with you, with this platform, there's no fancy stuff like torsion axles or full suspensions or any of the high-end electronics that you'll see in some of these trailers. This quite literally was build a box that holds stuff. I think we accomplished it. I don't know. Let's find out. I picked up a used Lowe's 4x5 utility trailer off Facebook Marketplace for $500 as my base platform. The original clearance from the ground to the frame with the original small tires was only 14 inches, and obviously the axle and tongue were even lower by a few inches. So the first thing I did was to flip the leaf springs from under the axle to the top. This posed a small issue as the axle comes stock with a small curve to take on a loaded down trailer, so the tires were bowed after this. That wouldn't work. I picked up a set of new perches for $10 at a local trailer store and welded them on the opposite side of the original perches. The red circle is where I welded the new perches on. Honestly, I have very little experience welding, though after YouTube University, I was able to effectively do quite a bit of welding on this trailer. After this upgrade, the trailer was now sitting at 17¼ inches, gaining over 3 inches of clearance before the large tires. Next was to remove the lighting and cut away the sides and fenders. I had plans for most of the metal, so hang on to all this material. Metal is crazy expensive now. Then it was over to the hardware store for material. For the bottom and sides, I purchased pressure treated 3/4 inch plywood and a truckload of 2x4s. I cut the floor out of the plywood and fit it to size with a 7-inch overhang in the rear. Next was primer and truck bed liner for the bottom of the floor. I installed the lined plywood face down and begun laying out my design for the storage boxes and coolers. I would highly recommend a Craig jig if you can swing it. It significantly strengthens the structural integrity of the design. My tires finally came in, which were the cheapest 28-inch tires I could possibly find off some website. I wasn't even sure it was legit. I also ordered the cheapest set of steel wheels I could find too. The tires gave me a final clearance of almost 19½ inches to the original frame. After mounting the floor and 2x4 layout to the trailer frame with silicone and galvanized carriage bolts, it was time to frame the box. I researched hours of configurations and ultimately chose one and began framing. I wanted 2 doors that opened like a standard home door and 2 doors that opened from top to bottom so we had workspace for food prep and other things. The 45-degree angle on the top front of the trailer was more work than I expected, but it does look sharp if nothing else. Definitely not necessary. The final height from metal trailer frame to top of the box before the 3/4 inch plywood is 43¼ inches, and with the plywood it's 44 inches even. If I were to go back, I would have made the height about 6 to 10 inches shorter, as it's just a hair too tall for me and my wife has to stand on a stool to cook. Right around this stage, I decided to build the sides and doors with 1/2 inch plywood and strengthen the doors by cutting out smaller pieces of 3/4 inch plywood to glue and secure to the inside of each door. I also decided to build a large swinging door off the back. I'm glad I did, as these doors are extremely sturdy now. It was a little trick I saw on YouTube to ensure your door doesn't warp. I built this setup over 2 years ago, so bear with me regarding some of the details. After mocking everything up and priming, I ventured over to Sherwin-Williams and chatted a bit with the guys. I wanted either a slate gray or a sand color, I knew that much. They swore by an enamel for something that was going to be outside most of its life, and I landed on a color called Nomadic Desert, which only seemed fitting. I put 2 coats on and things were really coming together. I got almost every piece of hardware off Amazon regarding T-handles, hinges, latches, all of which were the cheapest possible things I could get my hands on, as I had a very strict budget in mind. I did add some aluminum corners and painted them black, mainly just for looks, which again is not necessary. I added a boat vent to the front of the trailer after reading about mold if you didn't install one. I found some very cheap flush mount LED brake lights and got them installed while I was on a search for the cheapest roof rack I could find that would carry a good amount of weight, as myself, my wife, and son would be in the tent mounted to the top. Our current tent at the time was a Smittybilt Gen 2 XL, which is massive, but it fit really well. After feeling the rocking of the trailer while in the tent, I decided to snag some stabilizers which resolved any motion when up there. Next were the fenders and steps. This was a really fun learning part of the build. I searched high and low for fenders, and sure enough, I found a set on Amazon I thought would work. Upon the arrival, I bought a cheap piece of sheet metal at Home Depot and cut it to size to create an inner wheel well within the fender. I used silicone and riveted the metal to the fender. I mocked the fenders up on the trailer and started using the metal I cut off the sides of the trailer for the new steps I needed to fabricate. I can honestly say I was very pleased with how they turned out for my first welding fabrication job. My welds are not pretty, but they may just survive the apocalypse. Afterwards, I painted them with a basic black satin spray paint, and things were nearly complete. I know I left out some of the details and specs. Sorry. I built this 2 years ago. I never really had any intentions of doing a video for this. We didn't even have a YouTube channel yet. If I was doing this again, or if I was rebuilding it, I would have videoed every aspect of it while we were doing it. So I apologize for that. But if you have any questions or comments, go ahead and shoot those down to me and I will respond. So reach out and let me know if that's something that you need. But I have put the parts list in the description and everything's there for you. Some of the stuff like the tire website, I don't recall where I got those at. I can probably do a little bit more digging if somebody's interested. Just trying to Google what I could find to make work that was at least a sizable tire that had some off-road capability. A few things I did want to mention. I would only recommend one piece of pressure treated plywood. There's really no need to get the pressure treated stuff for the sides. Maybe the top if you want to, but once you prime it and put the enamel on, I use a roofing adhesive for the sides and the top. You really don't need the pressure treated. There's really not a nice finish. It doesn't look great once you're all done. It was really never intended for like a finished look. You just go with standard plywood for the rest of the trailer, and that'll definitely keep you under the budget, because I believe the pressure treated stuff's like $15 to $20 more per sheet. So it'll save you a good bit of money. And I did want to mention, I did use a roofing adhesive for all the sides and the top when mounting it prior to screwing everything in. I did pre-drill everything, and then I wrapped each screw with a bit of silicone. So again, probably overkill, but I just wanted to make sure it was, a tight seal. We've encountered water crossings, mud, large puddles, rain, and we have yet to have any water intrusion. Thank you guys again so much for all the support. We really appreciate it. I wanted to get something out there for so many people that have asked if we would do a video just on the trailer build. I think I did the best I could. It's pretty much broad strokes. I didn't go overly detailed. I didn't want an hour-long video. But let me know if you need more details, comment, and I'll be happy to respond. And luckily enough, we did still reach under that $2,000 budget. Now granted, that's not outfitting, the inside with boxes and propane tanks and shelving and all that, but I was able to actually build the remainder of the shelving that I needed with just the scraps that I had left, and I made it look nice. I'm gonna do a part 2 on this video at some point, and I'll go through the entire inside so that way you can kind of see the layout of it. I know that may help a lot. This took me about 3 weeks, working every night for about 4 hours, and then every weekend I put a ton of time in. I'd say probably 10, 15 hours a weekend, And so I was able to knock it out in about 3 weeks. So if you're wondering a timeline, that's about what it takes. It is a lot of effort, a lot of work, but if you're into doing stuff like this, which I love, and I got crew involved quite a bit with this one when he was really little. It was really a fun project to put together. Like I said, if you have any questions, just let me know. And thanks again, guys, for all the support.
If you like this video, subscribe to our channel. We have lots of other videos for you to watch.
Thank you for supporting our channel and enjoying in our family's adventures together. We appreciate the encouragement, and we look forward to many more explorations yet to come. This is only the beginning. We'll see you on the next one.